What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to Maps Exposed, the series where I cover all the lines of sight, wall runs, as well as any other secret spots that I know of on every map in Black Ops 3. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the last of the Eclipse DLC maps, and that is Verge. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so once again, this is a DLC map, and like most DLC maps, there aren't a ton of spots, but I definitely have a few to show you today. So the first one is by the A domination flag here. It's actually a little capture spot. You can jump up in this area right here. You can kind of use these tires as a little bit of cover anyway. I mean, it doesn't cover your entire body, but it gives you a little bit of cover if you expect your enemies to be coming from that direction over there. Next up, if you're approaching the A flag area, you're coming from the C flag, and you know you have enemies that are coming out of the A spawns over there, a lot of the times you'll just have to jump up here, right out in the open, you have no cover, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Instead, a little alternative for that is to just jump up on top of this piece right here. Instead of mantling over, you want to actually just jump on top of it. And there you go. That allows you to look over top and potentially pick people off as they come sprinting out of spawn there. And it gives you a whole lot better cover here, and you're not going into this situation blind by just jumping straight up. Next up, if you're on the water side of the map and you have enemies that are coming from the caves over there, a couple little options is to jump up on the boat right here and kind of head glitch over top of this. That gives you excellent cover. You'll win that gunfight every single time already. But another option is to jump up right here, crouch, and just ease your way up like this. And again, you have great cover. They can barely see you here, and they have no cover at all. So you'll win this gunfight pretty much every time. This one also works looking towards that direction as well. So if they come out of those caves, you can easily pick them off. And you can even watch a little bit over towards that area there, the underwater part. It's hard to see through the water though here because there is the glare, but you still might be able to pick off a kill through this area. Next up is something I want to show you that does require a little bit of skill to pull off consistently, but it's a very useful tactic, especially in hardcore or if you're really good with a sniper rifle, or you're just really quick with your shot while jumping and wall running. So a really common area for people to sit is right behind that piece of concrete right there. For obvious reasons, it kind of overlooks the middle of the map and the B flag, and it is a great piece of cover. So if you want to challenge them, instead of coming out like this and having no cover against them, what I like to do is jump really high on the wall run, jump up, and then you can just shoot over top and pick them off, or at least put a bunch of damage into them before you come around the corner. They'll have no idea what hit them. Most of the time they don't even see you jumping up like that because they're looking over in this area here. They won't even see you up here, and you'll pick them off very, very easily as long as you can keep your shot on target and you can do it very quickly. This also works going this way, but from this direction here, you don't usually get as many people on that area, I find. But it still works. You can jump up nice and high here, jump, and there you go. Pick off the guy as you're jump shotting around the corner. Very, very effective. Now, this can also be used in a few other situations, like if you have enemies down where the caves are there, you can actually wall run on this side here, and then jump over and get a good peek at what's going on down there. Just keep in mind, if you do that from the bridge, you're usually very exposed, and in most situations, it's not going to be worth it to try and do something like that. And obviously, it works on this side as well if you wanted to have a peek over in that direction there. Now, if you find yourself over here and you know you have enemies that are coming through this cave right here, one little alternative instead of standing out in the open is to just jump on this rock, and there you go. You have excellent cover as they come around that corner. It's a very situation-dependent thing. I wouldn't like camp there all game, but if you just know you've got that enemy or several enemies that are about to come through here and you happen to be right in this situation here, it's much better than just standing out in the open. Just hop up on that rock and you'll be all set. Now getting over to this side of the map here, if you have enemies that are coming through the tunnel over there, again, you don't really have any cover to challenge them with if you happen to be in this area here. You can't really use this very much as cover. You can't use that so much as cover. But what you can do is you can hop up on top of this piece of concrete and just strafe over a little bit so you're actually kind of floating in the air. And there you go. Excellent line of sight through here. There's no way they're going to kill you through there before you kill them because they don't have any cover, and you have a very clear advantage in this situation. Next up, over on this side of the map where this cliff is, this is something that I don't really see anybody using on a very consistent basis, but there might be that one situation that calls for this, and it's always good to know that you can do things, even if it's not something you're going to be doing every single map or every single game. So what you can do is you can actually drop off this cliff and wall run if you don't catch the mantle back on. But you can wall run right here. You can go a little bit lower than I just did as well, so your head's not poking up there. And that just might help against somebody that's like looking over this way or something. You might be able to like fake your death by falling off the cliff and then wall running across, and they'll think that you died by falling off, and then you pop up and shoot them in the side. Now, if you're coming from the C side of the map and you're pushing towards the cave side, and you have enemies that are set up on that piece of cover there, they can be pretty hard to take out of that position because you don't have the greatest cover to challenge them. I mean, this is decent cover, I guess. But one other option for you is to lay down and just like move your way over, and there you go. You have a perfect line of sight underneath this vehicle, and you might be able to pick them off through there. So finally, all the way back by the sea flag here, if you have enemies that are coming out of the cave area there, you don't really have much cover to challenge them directly by just standing on the ground. So one option is to jump up into this windowsill. It can be a little tricky sometimes, but there you go. Jump into the windowsill. You want to edge your way over as much as possible. You want to push your way forward as well. And there you go. If you stand up, you have great cover over top of that. They won't expect you here. You'll be able to pick them off through there, no problem. So there we have it. That's going to wrap it up for the final one of the Eclipse DLC maps. Like I said, this one didn't have a ton of spots, but what can you do? It's just the way the map is designed. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.